Hi, Chargers. I'm Mrs. Toll, and I teach in the ECC in the green room. And I'm so excited to be able to share a little bit of summer with you. Today, I'm going to show you how to make some painted rocks. I've gathered quite a collection recently of painted rocks. This one I found at a little free library. It's just a really cool marbling of paint. This is a watermelon. This is a bumblebee that I painted with my class this spring. And then my daughter made a monkey. She's going into ninth grade, and some flowers for hers. So before we go about painting our rock together, I'm going to tell you a little bit about rock painting. Humans have actually been painting rocks for a really long time, as much as 50,000 years ago. Cave paintings have been found, and they have done all sorts of interesting work on these cave paintings. These were humans thousands and thousands of years ago. They were painting animals that they hunted. Oops, I did not mean to touch that there. They would take their hands, you can see over here, and they would paint around them to create these really interesting handprints for their cave paintings. So there's a big history in painting rocks. They didn't have paper and paints like we have now to express themselves. So I decided for my rock today, I'm going to make a fried egg. So the materials that you need to paint are a smoothish rock. This one I found on my driveway by the steps. So you can go on a little hunt to find a rock. And a cracked egg or a fried egg is white mostly. So I need to paint it white. Now the paints that I use for the rocks are acrylic paints that you can find at Michael's. Some people use nail polish even on them. You just want to make sure that you avoid a washable paint, because if you have it outside or if you handle it, it'll come off very easily. The first thing that I'm going to do is use the white, and I'm just going to paint all the surface and crevices of the top of my rock, painting it white. So I want to make sure that I get in all these little holes and paint it white. And then I'm going to let it dry for a while, and sometimes you have to put several coats on. For example, when I made this bumblebee rock, the rock was actually a dark brown, and so I had to put probably 3 layers of the yellow paint on. So it just depends on what you're creating, so just be patient with it. And if you mess up, you can paint over it. So I'm going to let my white paint dry for a little while before I do my shades of yellow on it for the yolk. So I will be back. All right, it's had some time for the white to dry on the rock. So now I had mixed some white and some yellow together in my palette to make the yolk. So I'm going to go ahead and paint some yellow on my yolk. See how I started a nice circle? So I'm going to keep putting some yellow on. I don't want it to look too washed out, so I'm going to put it on nice and thick to make the yolk of my fried egg. And then I'm going to take a darker yellow and outline this circle so that it really pops. And you can see that yellow. So I'm going to use my water, rinse off my brush. Now I don't want it to be too wet, because then that might wash away what I already have on there. So I'm going to dry it on my cardboard. I'm using this old cardboard top right here. And I'm going to get some of the darker yellow, and I'm going to go ahead and outline my circle. So it's pretty subtle, but you don't know if you can tell in there that it's coming out a little bit darker, so I'm hoping if I get some layers on there that will look pretty good. I could probably even mix some orange in there to make it a little bit darker, but I just want it to come out so that you can see my fried egg. So just take your time. You can use different size brushes. If you're doing detail, you want to make sure that it's a very thin brush. So that you can get the definition that you want in your designs. So that is going to be my fried egg. I thought that was pretty funny, and it's pretty simple. You only need a few colors for that one. The same with the watermelon. You don't need too many. This one, I think it's so successful because of the shape of the rock. So you have to really think about your shapes. I thought this was a good bee shape, kind of a fat, cute little bee. So I would love to see what you design. So if you think of it, take a picture of your rock and send it to me at rtoll@heritagehall.com. I would love to see what you create, and I hope that this puts some fun in your summer. Enjoy!